Hey everyone, my name is Riley, and in this video I'm going to show you step by step how to build a bookstore website. Whether you are looking to resell books from different authors and have different categories for books on your website, or whether you yourself are an author and you want to build a website to sell your books, this video will show you exactly how to do this. So even if you are a complete beginner and you have never built a website before, all you have to do is follow along with this step-by-step tutorial and you will walk away with a beautiful and professional bookstore website. The website builder that we will be using to build this bookstore website is the Hostinger website builder. Hostinger is the best, the easiest to use, and the most cost-effective website builder that I have found. And to claim this discount right here, as you can see, we can get up to 75% off, which really makes this cost effective. You can claim this deal by using the top link down in the description. So with Hostinger, there's no additional things that we need to buy. These are the pricing plans right here, and we can build and host our entire website for less than the price of a cup of coffee per month. So out of these plans to build a bookstore website, the one that we need to go for is this plus plan right here, because we need this e-commerce functionality. With this right here, the advanced e-commerce, you may need this if you are selling more than 300 books. Like, this is the limit of the amount of products that we can sell. But for most people, we won't be listing more than 300 different products. So we can go with this plus plan right here. With this plan, this is everything that is included. So we get a free domain. This is very important. This is like www.yourwebsite.com. This is included with this plan. So we don't need to buy this from a third party and then connect this. This is already included. We get 24/7 customer support, and we also get a 30-day money back guarantee. So if for whatever reason at the end of this you are not satisfied with your website, you can get a refund. So this is the plan that we want to go for right here. Just choose the plus plan and we can click on choose. In here, we can then choose how long we would like to have our website for. The only period that I would recommend avoiding is this 1 month plan right here to pay this monthly. And the reason for this is just look at this crazy price difference. We would be paying $14 per month plus a $5 setup fee right here. Whereas when we go to any of these other plans, we get a significant discount on the monthly pricing, and we pay this upfront to lock this in. So the way this works is once we pay this upfront, we have this for 12 months, right? And then at the end of this 12-month period, we go to monthly pricing. So if you do know that you will have your website for a long period of time, for example, if I know that I'm going to have this for 4 years, then it's better off going with these 4 years because I can lock in this super cheap pricing for 4 years by paying this upfront before we go to the monthly pricing at the end of these 4 years. So choose the period that you want to go for, and then we can click on continue. On this next screen, we can then sign up for a Hostinger account. So we just enter in the email address that we would like to use, and then we can create a password. Once that has been created, we can then enter in our billing address right here. Then we click on continue. Choose the payment method that we would like to use in order to pay for this hosting. So we can enter that in right here. And then once that is entered, we just click on submit payment. Once we have paid for our hosting, Hostinger will then take us over to this page where it asks, who is this website for? This question is kind of irrelevant. It doesn't make any difference to the setup process. So we can just go ahead and skip this. It's then going to ask if we want to create or migrate a website. Now, website migration is if you have already built your website on another platform and you want to move this over to Hostinger, usually for cheaper pricing, then that is how you can do this. But that is not what we are doing. We will be creating a website, so we can just select this. Then it asks if we want to build the website using WordPress or the Hostinger website builder. WordPress is a much more complex website builder where there is a lot of plugins. Usually it's going to come with extra costs. So I recommend going for the Hostinger website builder right here. This is the one that we will be using. In this section, this is where we can now choose our domain name. So this is going to be www.yourwebsitename.com. So this is where you want to choose your website name. Just enter this in. And I would recommend, if you can, get a .com domain, as this is the most trustworthy domain. So if you type this in and the .com domain is already taken, I would maybe even think about changing the name of your website. Once that is entered, we just have this final section where we can enter our country and then some final contact details. And then once that is done, that is the sign up process of Hostinger complete. So once we have done this, Hostinger will then take us over to this page where it says, let AI create a website for you. And that is exactly what we are going to do. So in this top bar right here, it's going to ask for your brand name. So I'm just going to call this Holden's Books, just like this. And then for the description, in this description area, this is really going to depend on the type of bookstore that you will be creating. So if you are creating a website as an author, you are writing your own books and then you want to sell them, you want to enter something in here. And honestly, the prompt doesn't need to be perfect. The Hostinger AI builder is extremely smart. So all you would have to enter in is basically, I am an author, I am looking to sell books, and I want a clean and minimalistic design. For this example, I'm going to be creating a reselling bookstore where I resell all types of different books. So as you can see, I'm going to enter a very similar prompt, but it's just tweaked to show that this is a reselling bookstore and this is based solely online. So we can enter the prompt in right here. And then very important, for this suggestion, make sure that this is checked. Add an online store to my site. So once this is checked and we have the description entered, we just want to click on create a website right here. And the AI is now going to get to work and it's going to build our website for us. Once the website builder has finished building the website, we can get an overview of the website right here. We can simply scroll down and take a look through this. And if you don't like the original website that this has built, then we can click on create again up here. We can click on create a website, and this is going to go ahead and redesign the website for you. So you can do this as many times as you like until you find a really nice kind of template fit that you want to use. But do keep in mind that all of this is completely customizable. This is just kind of the skeleton that we will be using. So as long as this looks relatively okay, we can go in and customize this. So with this regeneration right here, this is the one I'm going to go ahead and use. We can also use this color palette over on the right hand side to choose the colors that we would like for this store. So I'm just going to go with the original with this color right here. I think this looks awesome. And then we can click on continue. So in here, this is now where we can go ahead and we can edit the website that we have built. So in here, this is the Hostinger editor. And this is now where we can go ahead and we can edit the website that the AI has built. The awesome thing about Hostinger is the fact that this is drag and drop. So for the images, all we have to do is click into any of the images on the website. We can go up and click on edit image, and we can go in and replace the image right here. Now, the best website to get royalty-free images that you can use on your bookstore website is this website right here called Pexels. Once again, I will leave a link to this in the description for easier access. But we could go in and we could type in like books right here, and we can see all of these different images of books that we can use on our store. So that is how you can edit the images right there. For the text, super easy to edit the text. All we have to do is double click in, and then in here we can type out whatever we would like to type. So in here, I'm just going to type out Holden's Books. And then for this heading, I'm going to change this to say where stories come to life, just like that. Then for this image, I actually don't want to change this. I think this looks fantastic. So I'm just going to leave this as it is. And then for these buttons right here, we can click into these buttons and click on edit, where we can change the button text. And we can also change where these buttons are going to link to. So what I would say is when it comes to buttons, you want to do these towards the end of the website when we already have all of the different pages set up. We have all of the different categories. We have your products added. This is something we want to do at the end. So from here, we can just go down and we can edit the rest of the website. To delete certain elements, we can click in and then click on this trash can icon. If you have made a mistake and you want to get this back, and we just click on this arrow. And then to add any other elements onto this website, we just click on add element right here. And then we can drag anything in, for example, an Instagram feed. Click on edit right here. And this is the main control panel. So that is the basics of how you can customize the website. But something that's very important that we now need to go over is adding your books, creating the different categories, and essentially setting up the store side of your website. So the way that we do this is we just want to go over to this left-hand side and click on Manage Store right here. And then as you can see, we have products and we have categories. So the first thing that we need to do is we first of all want to go into products right here. And this is where we can add all of the different books that you are going to be selling. So in the products area, you can see that we have some default products that are already in here that have been created by Hostinger. So for these, we just want to go in and delete them. So we can click on, actually the most effective way is by clicking on this checkbox and then going to delete right here. And then we now want to go ahead and add all of the different products. So as these are books, we are going to select physical product right here, and we can drop this in. And then we can now go ahead and add all of these books. So the first one that I'm going to add right here is going to be this book, which is The Mayor of Casterbridge. We can then add a product subtitle. So in here, this is going to be the name of the author. We can then go down and add a description. So AI is going to be fantastic for this. So we can click on the AI writer. So we can enter that in. The only time that you might struggle with this is if these are your own books, as AI won't really have an idea of this. But we can click on generate text right here. And as you can see, this is now going to write out the description for us. So we can now go down and we can add the price for this. So I'm going to price this at $14.99, just like that. The discount price, so this is if you want to have a discount. So let's say, for example, this was $9.99. It would show the original price with a strike through, and then it would show the actual price, the discount price right here. But we don't want to add this. We can then add a stock keeping unit right here. So this is on your end, just how you keep track of inventory. So we could go for this as like 001. We can then enter the weight of the book, which I will say 0.5 kg. And then also you might want to track quantity as well right here. So let's say I have 10 of these books in stock. Well, I don't want to continue selling these when these are out of stock, right? So we can enter in the quantity right there, and Hostinger is automatically going to track this as they sell. So from here, we can leave the rest of these blank, including the categories, because we will create our own categories later. But we just want to go in and click save right here. And as you can see, this book is now going to be created. So I'm now going to go through and add in all of my other products. I'll do this off camera because you already know how to add books. So that would be a waste of time. So I'll just go ahead and add these and I'll meet you when they are added. So I now have a few books added right here. And these are all of the books that I have added to my store. And once you have your books added, the next thing that we want to do is go ahead and categorize these. So on this left-hand side, just click into categories right here. And then by default, we have this all products category. It's probably a good idea to keep this. So we will just keep this in here for now. And then we just want to go ahead and add all of these different categories. So this first one I'm going to have as a horror category. We can then assign products to this. So I'm just going to go for Dracula. This is the only one I will add to horror. And then we can click on save. Then we can go for this next one and we can say this is maybe classic literature. Then we can assign products. And in here, I'm going to put Little Women and the Mayor of Casterbridge. And you get the idea. We just want to go through and add all of these different categories. So this one, I will go for science fiction. And we can add that in right there. And then finally, I will go for self-help. And then in here, we can have atomic habits and meditations. Awesome. So that is how you can set up your categories right there. And once we have the products and the categories now added, we can just back out of this right here. And we can now go ahead and actually add these to the store. So now that we have the products and the categories added, what we now need to do to make this available for people to choose the different categories that they may want to shop by is we want to go over to this left-hand side into pages and navigation. And then we need to make pages for each different category. So the way that we do this is we just want to go down here and click on add page. And then we want to add an online store page. Then from these, we want to choose one of the product lists and just make sure for each page that we create, you choose the same one. And this gives it more congruency, right? So let's choose this one right here. And this is going to be my page for the self-help books. So I'm going to go ahead and call this self-help right here. And then very important, we want to go ahead and hide the page so that this is not visible in this top section right here. We then click on save, and this page is now created. But as I said, it's not going to show up at the top. So because this is the self-help page, what we now want to do is go into edit section right here. And then we want to go to filters in this section, turn off show categories as filters. And then from here, we just choose the category that we would like. So as we can see, this is now just going to show the self-help books. Then what I would recommend is just going to add section here at the top so that we can add in a little title. So to do this, we just want to add a blank section here at the top. And then we can drag in some text to this. And in here, I'm just going to say self-help, just like this. Then we can just rearrange this, maybe put this in the middle, just like this. And then we can drag this up, maybe put this somewhere like this. Drag this up to the top. And we now have the self-help page complete. So we now just want to rinse and repeat this with all of these other pages. We go into pages, add page, online store, and select the same one. And this is going to be horror. So I'm going to call this horror, hide the page right here, and click on save. And then once this is added, we once again go to edit section right here, into the filters, turn this off, and then we can now select the horror category. And then the horror books are going to show up. Once again, we will just add the title to this. So we can add a blank section, add in some text, and I'm just going to say horror. Once again, we can just put this in the middle, just like this. And then we drag this up, so that page is now complete. Now, the reason that we do this is so that when we go back to the home page right here, and we create a categories section, we can add in all of the different categories so people can go straight to these particular categories and they can choose the category that they want to shop in. So this one right here in this example, I don't really like there's no title at the top. So we can make this better. I'm just going to delete this and then add in a new section. Then I'm going to go down to product categories and choose this one right here. So we can say explore our categories. And we can say right here, shop by category. And then all we now need to do is go in and I can say that this is horror. I'm just going to delete this right here. And then we can move this up. And then we can move these around just like this. So this is the horror category. Then I'm going to delete this, move this to the same place, say that this is self-help. And you get the idea, right, on how we go ahead and do this. So then all I would do is we can go in and edit these images. If I just get type in horror on pixels, and we can maybe grab something like this. This is awesome. And then I'm also going to get self-improvement, just an image like this that we can go ahead and drop in. And then we can go back over here, just edit these images. And we can now go ahead and drop these in. So those two are now added. For the button, I'm going to change this from see more to shop now. And then all we are going to do is where this link to is, we are going to link to a page. And we are going to link to the page that we just created. So I spelled that wrong, so I would have to go ahead and change that. But that's going to be my horror page. Then we can edit button. I'm going to say once again, shop now. And in here, I'm going to link this to the page that we created for self-help, just like that. And now if I just go ahead and preview the store, so if I just save and preview, you can now see that if I click into horror, this is going to take me over to the horror page right here. And then if I click into self-help, this is going to take me over to the self-help page. Perfect. So let's go back into the editor and we now have those categories set up. So the fact that it shows all of the books right here, I don't really like the idea of that. So I'm just going to delete this. And then for these next sections, you get the idea on how to edit these. We can essentially just click in and we can change them to say what we want them to say. The same with the reviews right here. We can go down and edit the number, the contact email. We can add our social media icons right here. You now know how to edit the main bulk of the store, right? So from here, all we now need to do is right here where it says shop, For this, I'm going to change shop to say shop all. And then we can just go ahead and link this to the product page, which shows all of the product. And then for browse, I'm going to change this to say shop by category. And then where this links to, I'm actually just going to link it to this section right here. So when people click on this button, they will just be taken down to this section where they can shop by category. So all we now need to do is just go into these different sections right here for this genres. I would actually just go ahead and delete this page. I don't really need this. But we can then go into contact. We can edit the contact us page right here, just as we did for everything else earlier. And that is how you can go ahead and customize the website. So you might want to add in different pages. You might want to add an about page, for example. So we can get a default template right here. We could just click in, and then we can go down and we can edit this entire page and fill this out as we need it to fill out. You can also customize the colors on your store if you would like to by going over to website styles right here. And then we can go ahead and choose these colors. So this white, which is the main color that is used on the store, we could go ahead and change this. I don't really want to, but I'll just show you how this works. We can click on accept. And as you can see, some of these are now going to change. But I'm just going to go ahead and change this back to white. What I will say about this is sometimes you won't know where these colors are and what this is going to change. So you might just want to play around with this a little bit and get the colors correct. We can do the same with the font. We can go in and we can change the font of the website right here. Just like that. We can go to the buttons and we can change how the buttons are going to look. We can add animations to the website just like this. So that is all in website styles. Then finally, when you actually want to put the website live, all we have to do, very, very simple, is just click on go live right here. And this will put your website live and on the internet. So just like this, my website is now live. I can check this out. I can see everything is working right here. We can click into these books. We can add these to the bag and we can test the website to see if this is working. So that is how you can build a bookstore website. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.